Going on, everybody? Good old JM here with you on this Throwback Thursday as we present yet another out of the archives right here on the Casa D18 Studios. JJ, I know, has been working tirelessly to comb through everything on the NoDQ channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, on his own Casa D18 Studios, on the J. Hebert 95 Studios, the Simple Man brand, to present to you something that you may not have seen before, something that you haven't seen in a long time, perhaps. I know I'm looking forward to what the Renegade has in store, and I hope you are too. Kick your feet up, enjoy a little respite from the craziness of a Thursday, and enjoy this classic content right here on the Casa D18 Studios.
Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Welcome everyone to episode 22 of Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com and MySpace.com and YouTube. Good response last week. It feels like I just taped the show, but we already got good responses. It's good stuff. I like it. So we'll keep going. What the hell? We got about 8 or so questions, looks like, to get to. For those of you that emailed me in the last, I'd say 2 weeks or so, I still have your questions saved on MySpace. Don't worry, I will get to them on the next episode, I promise. like Hail Shane, I've got one from you. The guy with the picture with Scotty 2 Hotty. The guy's got a great picture, by the way, with Scotty 2 Hotty. He met him in a taping, and he's very happy about his picture. So go comment on his picture. He's on my MySpace page somewhere. Go find him. You'll see him and Scotty 2 Hotty. Scotty's wearing like a dark tank top. So go find him and comment on his picture, because he loves his picture. This is from El Urtano. What are my thoughts on Muhammad Hassan? Did WWE make a mistake by firing him? I think WWE made a mistake by bringing him up in the first place and putting him in that gimmick. We all saw how long it lasted. He was around from, what was it, like early 2005 till the summer 2005. He was around for a few months. And he had a terrorist gimmick, attack The Undertaker, and he was gone. He got powerbombed through a stage, and that was the last time we saw his ass. I like they brought Daivari up, but I wish we would have done more with Daivari. Davari's a great wrestler. He was a great cruiserweight. If they kept the freaking cruiserweight division around, he could be a great cruiserweight champion. But they dropped that title because the last champion was a fucking 4-foot midget. I like Hornswoggle, I do. But it was stupid to have him as cruiserweight champion. That was just ridiculous. I did not like the Muhammad Hassan character. I like the fact that he got some good main event feuds out of it. That he feuded with Shawn Michaels and with Hogan back in 2005, but it led to one of the worst matches I've ever seen on pay-per-view. Hogan and Michaels versus Hassan and Daivari. We were at Wade, Darren was there. We saw that match, and we saw the world title match between Batista and Triple H, and we all either fell asleep or ended up in the garage playing poker. It was that bad. That whole pay-per-view sucked. That was the worst WrestleMania follow-up pay-per-view I've ever seen. And Hassan was a big part of that, because his feud was crap. His match was crap. He wasn't very good, I didn't think. He used the camel clutch. Wow, Iron Sheik called, Sergeant Slaughter called. They want their move back, you know? It's like, ugh, it was terrible. It was terrible. The guy that played him, I forget his name, Mark Magnus or something like that, got released not too long after that and left WWE. I don't even know if he's still wrestling. I have no idea if he's wrestling. If anybody knows, let me know, and I'll look him up and I'll find out for you in the next episode, okay? I'll promise you that. First one is from Mike. Is it that Mike? I don't know. No, it's not that Mike, I promise. Do I think Jeff Hardy should go to SmackDown as punishment for his drug abuse? Well, if he gets suspended one more time, he's fired. You know, he served his punishment. He was out for 60 days, and he's back on the Raw brand, which is where he shines best. I think having him go to SmackDown would only put him back with Matt, or in comparison with Matt, because Matt's on SmackDown. He's the U.S. champion. So I don't know if that would be the wisest decision for him to go to SmackDown. If it was for punishment, then yeah, I would say go for it. But I don't think they need to punish him anymore. He's set out for 2 months without pay, without pay. So I don't think they need to punish him anymore. I think it's kind of silly to do that. Wavemaker wants to know my thoughts on Stone Cold Steve Austin possibly going to the Hall of Fame next year in Texas. I'm all for that. There's the cheap plug for Austin right there. I would love to see Stone Cold Steve Austin get into the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. Flair said it himself at the Hall of Fame, Austin is the biggest star the WWE ever had. More so than Hogan, because Austin eclipsed Hogan's merchandise sales. Eclipsed Hogan's drawing power. Eclipsed Hogan's everything while he was in the WWF as the WWF champion. If you compare the mid-80s Hogan to the late 90s Austin, it, from what I understand, drew more money, drew more merch, drew more tickets, drew more everything. That is something right there. If for no other reason, that's why he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was a 6-time WWF champion, Intercontinental champion a couple times, tag team champion a couple times. He was the King of the Ring. That's what started the Austin 316 when he beat Jake the Snake Roberts in the finals. He won the Royal Rumble 3 times. He's won he won the 3 major, he won the Triple Crown, the major titles. He was Royal Rumble winner, King of the Ring. He did everything that he set out to do. He did everything that he said he was going to do, and everything that Vince McMahon wanted him to do. He should be in the Hall of Fame. If it's not in Texas, I don't know when it should be. He should be in the Hall of Fame right now. But they're probably waiting for a big venue. Texas would be perfect because that's where he's from. Alright, this is from Lariats and then 5 O's. Lariat-oo? I guess. I don't know. Lariat-oo! Tell me how to say your name, dude. I don't know. It's on MySpace. Do I have any tips on an easy way to keep up with wrestling in Japan? Because he follows Noah, but he has trouble following it a lot. 2 things I can recommend. As far as New Japan and some other companies, I know that NoDQ.com Indy section, TNA Indy section, has New Japan results. I know that. They have them fairly often. So go to NoDQforums.com, which is the #1 forums on the internet, by the way. At least they used to be. I don't know if they still are. I'm on there all the time. They have a lot of good topics on there. Plus the hottest babes and celebs you'll see. And the women of wrestling pictures. And the ban on the WOW pictures has been lifted. You can post any pictures you want in there now. You don't have to post just clothes. You can post nudity too. Beautiful. Not that I'm looking, because that's wrong. I'm a father now. I shouldn't be looking at things like that. I should behave myself on the internet. There's another website called, it's at www.wiarchive.com. WIARCHIVE. WIarchive.com. That's the Wrestling Information Archive. They have indie results going back to like 91 or something like that, and they have Japan results going back to like the beginning of Japanese wrestling. And they have current stuff. They have Noah, New Japan, All Japan, anything you want to find. They're great. I love that website. I go to that website all the time to get pictures and to get updates on my favorites in Japan and Mexico and WWE and TNA and the Indies and everything. If you're in Southern California, also SoCalUncensored.com has great SoCal results too. Not that you're looking for that because you're looking for Japan. But if you're looking for SoCal results, that's the place to go. Evan wants to know what I think of Kennedy's face push. I'm not surprised in the slightest by the fact that they've turned him babyface. It was a matter of time. But notice, he's not doing anything different. He's not going out and high-fiving the people. He's not playing to the fans, catering to them. He's doing the same Kennedy shtick he's done for 2 years. And the fans love him more than they ever have. Why? Because he punked out Regal. That was great. I loved him punking out Regal. That was good stuff. I've said from the beginning that I like Kennedy. I've been very biased toward Mr. Kennedy, but I feel he deserves my bias. He is one of the best WWE has right now. He should be, if not Intercontinental Champion, WWE Champion. Or the other way around. If not WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion by the end of 2008. He should. Who's Jericho's Intercontinental Champion right now? Have them feud going into SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Have that be a major feud and have Kennedy go over as the Intercontinental Champion. And then by next year, he'll be WWE Champion. Bugs. That would be a great thing for me to see. Kennedy as WWE Champion and even Intercontinental Champion by the end of this year. This is from Joe. Do I think Owen Hart is underrated? I think Owen Hart's talent has been talked about and talked about and talked about in the 9 years since he's been gone. Owen Hart was a great mat wrestler. Owen Hart was a great aerial wrestler. Owen Hart was a great heel. One of the better heels the WWF New Generation had in the mid-90s. But he was nowhere near where Brett was. He was nowhere near where Davey Boy was. Yes, Davey Boy and him are both Intercontinental Champions. Yes, they were tag team champions together. I feel that Davey Boy and Brett, well, Brett was, obviously, but I feel that Davey Boy was a bigger star than Owen. Owen Hart was underrated when he was there, but he got a big push as a top heel going against the babyface champion, his brother. But I feel that if his brother hadn't been the babyface champion, he wouldn't have got that run. He wouldn't have. Owen succeeded because Bret succeeded. If Bret Hart had not been in the WWF in the 90s, in the 80s, you probably wouldn't have seen Owen Hart be as successful as he was. Look what he was before they teamed him up with Neidhart. He was the Blue Blazer. We all saw how well that gimmick went the first time, and the second time ended in tragedy. So, he was somewhat underrated, but I think his talent has been blown out of proportion in the 9 years since he's been gone. And I feel that if Martha Hart wishes her husband not to be in the Hall of Fame, then we should respect those wishes. Because if it meant enough to Martha that he'd be in the Hall of Fame, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. But his family obviously doesn't really care. Jared wants to know what I think of Randy Orton's new theme song, Voices in My Head by Rev Theory. I'm not a big fan of it. I like, Burning My Light a lot better. I think that fit him better. But, maybe with his new heel, his juggernaut heel persona, maybe they're trying to do something different. I don't know. But I'm not a big fan of the new song. I like the old song a lot better. That's just my personal preference. You asked, that's my personal preference. Again, it's just my opinion. I love that catchphrase. Aaron told me to use that as often as possible, so I'm going to use that as often as possible. And if you don't like it, email me, please. Let me know how you feel about it. I'll use something different. Just give me something different to use, and I'll use it. Maybe. From Levy. What do I think of TNA Addicts? Would I ever do my own radio show similar to TNA Addicts? I have never listened to Addicts. I don't know what kind of show it is. I'm sure it's about TNA and how they do. I'm sure it's fans of TNA running the show and talking about their opinions of TNA. But I've never listened to it. If I knew where to find it, I would. I'm sure it's on MySpace. Yeah, I'll find it on MySpace and listen to it. As far as my own radio show, Mike and I did an internet audio show for 2 years called Extreme Mayhem before we did XMB. We were hugely successful. We got hits every week, lots of hits. We got hits all over the place from various websites around the world, from various emails around the world saying, you guys are great, you should do more. You guys are great, you should do more. So, I don't know. I'm getting a note from off stage here. Bill Doug? Oh, Bill and Doug! That's the TNA Addicts! Really? What the hell? In that case, I don't think much of them. I'll be honest, I've never ever watched their show. Ever. I don't intend to. I don't watch my so-called competition because I don't feel it's competition. I think there's room for everybody out there on YouTube. That's why YouTube exists. To post your stupid videos of yourself and not get paid $10,000 for it. Because if I submitted half the shit I've done to America's Funniest Home Videos, I'd be fucking rich, wouldn't have to deal with you people every week. That's the truth. Some of the stuff we did on XMV was so worth $10,000 on America's Funniest Home Videos. But Bill and Doug, from what I understand, are obnoxious. I don't know. I've never listened to them. If they were to approach me and say, Jeff, what do you think of our show? Then I would listen to it. But unless I have a really good reason to listen to somebody else's show, I'm not going to do it. I have a son to raise. I've got a household to help maintain. I am more than enough busy. I am busy enough for 3 people. I've got, I'm looking for a job still. This show takes up, hours of my day when we tape it. Not to mention responding to the various emails and comments I get. Speaking of that, by the way, if you want to ask a question for the show, I thank you for doing so. However, do not post the question in my comment board on MySpace or on the YouTube comment board. You can comment all you want on YouTube, I don't care. But if you post a question in there, I'm not going to see it because I just kind of go right through those comments. If I see anything bad, I'll respond to it. If I see something really good, I'll respond to it. But lately I haven't been able to respond. I keep getting error messages. And Aaron's been more than helpful backing me up on YouTube. Especially when people say that I'm hot shit. And I'm not. Dude, I am a fat, lazy, out of shape, red-headed ginger motherfucker. Okay? That is what I am. I don't think I'm hot shit. I don't have no girlfriend right now. Okay? My ex helped me raise our son. That's it. Okay? I am not hot shit. I don't think I am. Do I know about wrestling? Yes. Do I think I know a lot about wrestling? Yes, I do. And that's why you're all watching, because I do. Otherwise, you'd be watching somebody else's show or some other future show that may be developing soon to compete with me. Bring them on, baby. with that, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching this episode of Talk Wrestling. Give me your comments on YouTube. Give me your comments on MySpace. Send the questions into my inbox on MySpace or my Yahoo email at jdmeach1@yahoo.com. And for episode 22 for NoDQ.com, this is Jeff Meacham saying so long. Hello, this is Jeff.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of Renegade of Wrestling. I am your host, JJ Williams. I hope you enjoyed the episode that is now up where we give our post-pay-per-view thoughts. Myself, Lady Killer Ray Larkin, and Mr. TW Jeff Meacham. It's the first time in a long time that I've actually brought you two Renegades in a week because so much crap went down this week on Monday Night Raw that I felt that like I just had to say something about it.
Jay, pardon the interruption, and you're going to hate me for this. You really are. But I honestly feel that the people have been bugging me on Facebook to talk to me, or hear me talk about what happened on Raw and at Money in the Bank and everything like that. A lot of people heard what happened at Money in the Bank from me and my little rant, but I think we give the people something special, something they haven't seen in quite a while. What do you think? Should we give them what they want? Is that okay? Can we do that? All right. Welcome to this very special, unauthorized edition of Talk Wrestling here on the Renegade of Wrestling YouTube channel. It is my honor to be your host, Jeff Meacham. It is an honor to have the camera run by somebody that has a little more foresight these days, JJ Williams. Give us there you go, thumbs up for JJ. And I'm going to give you, God forbid, some current news on Talk Wrestling. It's amazing. All right. Last night, or whenever this was, I don't even know when this is going up, to be honest with you, because we're uploading the other episode right now. Monday Night Raw. We are losing equipment. Holy shit. This is not PG, by the way. This is not a PG show, by the way. You're on the other channel now. Last night, Monday Night Raw opens up with the benevolent Mr. McMahon and the dipshit himself, Johnny Laurinaitis, walking out together with... Did y'all see John Shiner? Did you like that one? Yeah, I really wish it had been me, but it was somebody else more prominent than me that gave him that one, so good times. Vince comes out and basically says, Punk's not the champion, we're going to have a tournament, blah, 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 and we have a tournament for the WWE Championship. And we have Miz, A-Rai, R-Truth, Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston, Alberto Del Rio, the man of destiny, Rey Mysterio, and the U.S. champion Dolph Ziggler. I find it funny, and JJ and I talked about this, but when he was going to do Renegade, the only guy in the tournament that was not in the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match is the one that jobbed. And the only guy in the tournament that is a current champion of Monday Night Raw is the one that jobbed out, Dolph Ziggler. I'm just saying, and pardon the shaky work, we're trying to get situated here still. Miz beats A-Rai finally. I don't know about you, JJ, but this whole thing of A-Rai beating Miz 2-3 times in a row was bullshit. I thought that was kind of fail. R-Truth beats Jack Swagger in a rare heel versus heel match. I thought they both did very well. Truth counted out of the gut wrench powerbomb into a great finisher, so good times there. One of the highlights for me last night, besides the end segment, which we'll get to in a moment, was Kofi and Del Rio's match. Not for the fact that Kofi won, because it's always good to see Kofi Kingston win. My son loves Kofi Kingston, so it's always cool to see Mr. Boom Boom win. But when Alberto came out, he let his music play, and who comes out but Ricardo Rodriguez, our old buddy from the Indies. So it's good to see Ricardo back on WWE TV. Hopefully he will get to announce very soon that the Man of Destiny has become the WWE Champion. Not after last night, because he lost his tournament match to Kofi Kingston. And of course, they have to have Ray beat Dolph Ziggler, because they can't have Dolph Ziggler get a win. That's absurd. They can't have that. Diva tag match, if you want to call it a tag match, because basically it was 7 divas and 7 divas, but it was Beth Phoenix versus Rosa Mendez with 6 girls on each side standing there looking stupid. Okay. Diva Dirt points this out all the time when they do these matches. If they're going to have 14 divas under the roof, how about a battle royal? How about matches that mean something? How about not even the champion? The champion didn't even get the fall. It was Beth Phoenix, who should be the champion, or Natalya should be the champion, but Beth Phoenix gets the pin over Rosa Mendez after, I believe it was a grand total of 3 moves. A move, a botch, the slingshot suplex, 4 moves, and then the glam slam after the big brawl. And Rosa wonders why the Bellas picked on her on Twitter. Just like. Semifinals, Miz defeats Kofi in what everybody but JJ and I were upset about. Although, we did want to see Kofi win because Miz has had his time as champion, and if they were going to follow through at the end of the tournament last night, it would have been cool to see Kofi and the other winner of the match, Rey Mysterio. It would have been awesome. However, it didn't happen. Mysterio and Miz end up in the finals. Mysterio's waiting in the ring, and here comes Vince in his benevolent pink suit. Yikes. And Vince walks out there, dismisses Rey, says the finals will be next week, we'll have this, blah, blah, blah. Vince brings John to the ring. John snatches the microphone, gives this great speech about how, you know, he wasn't going to become the next Shawn Michaels. Well, granted, he wanted to be the next Shawn Michaels, the greatest in-ring performer of all time, but he didn't want to be the guy that screwed CM Punk. He said CM Punk about 500 times when nobody else said it the whole night. Fucking awesome. See, this is why, if I could get up out of the shot and make it really quick, I put on JJ's Word Life hat right now, because John is awesome. However, I'm rocking the sponsor. Even though this isn't a Renegade or a Dad's, we are still sponsored by Long Beach Clothing Company. You guys rock, and we hope to be back soon. They're going through a whole bunch of renovations and shit. It's fucking crazy over there. Anyway, John says, I know what you're going to do, and if you do it, just know this. I can easily walk out of here right now and walk onto somebody else's TV show, brother. It has come to my attention, and I'm, you know, would it take this for what it's worth, but there were serious talks about John leaving. So, take the brother comment for what it's worth. Was John going to go to TNA? Was he not? Was he really going to be fired? Was he not? You never know. And then as Vince is about to lower the boom, here comes Triple H. And Triple H we're not used to seeing lately, because Triple H would either come out in his wrestling trunks or in the, you know, the jean jacket and the jeans and everything like that. This is Paul Levesque, the executive, walking to the ring. Yes, sir. Yeah, the corporate Triple H, walking to the ring, pulls Vince aside and whispers something in his ear, tries to get out what he's going to say, and then asks Vince if they can go to the back and talk. Vince is like, no, come on, bring it. And then Vince gets dismissed as the chairman of the board, relieved of his duties. Hunter is in charge now. John's not fired. And the landscape, Vince said at the top of Raw, it would be a night we never forgot. I'm sorry, ever since June 27th, it has been television that we will never forget. WWE has hooked us in. I've had a lot of people on Twitter and Facebook the last 24 hours going, they ruined everything with the Triple H Vince segment. Guys, if you only knew what was going on, okay? This is some serious shit that's going on backstage, in front of the camera, everything. This is a shake-up. Triple H is going to be running the company, and it's awesome that we get some fresh meat in the driver's seat. John's still going to be around. I wish he would get a break, because everybody knows that John Cena is beat up and bruised up and needs a vacation for a time. But you know what? I'd rather see Triple H take over and run the company and let John have a little bit of a break than to have a 3-month off break or whatever without John Cena and Vince still steering the ship as best he possibly can. Seriously. So, yes, sir.
Sin Cara.
Sin Cara, yes. Let me address the great spot monkey that Triple H recruited into WWE and has botched everything from the get. To the point where he botched his own drug test, people. In June. But they didn't suspend him until Money in the Bank. And then when he goes out of the injury angle, he's supposed to take the powerbomb through the ladder from Sheamus. He botches his own demise because he popped his head on the mat. Did you see his head whiplash off that mat? That was sick. I can see Big Show being hurt from the ankle thing, but I guarantee Sin Cara was seeing stars out of that lack of eye holes in his mask. Guy's hurt, and he's going to have a month to think about it. But now they're talking about his futures in jeopardy, period, because he is not impressed at all, and he's made Hunter look bad for being the first recruit of Triple H's new initiative that he's been running. And now, because of this, we're looking at more Rey Mysterio time. We're looking at Rey Mysterio getting a bigger push, going into SummerSlam and beyond. It's like, this is not my frickin' day. Rey Mysterio gets a bigger push again. The guy that we had so much potential and hope for is out for 30 days with a suspension. So that is the dark side of what's been going on. But other than that, we've got the WWE Champion going to Cubs games. We got the WWE title belt in the refrigerator. And we're going to crown a new champion. I posted a picture of the WWE Championship belt with the vacated situation. I've got like 47, 50, whatever it is, comments on that picture, and they're all right. The WWE Champion, whoever gets crowned next week, Miz or Mysterio, will not truly be a champion in my eyes until CM Punk returns to the 20x20 and gets beat. CM Punk can go to Gorilla, CM Punk can go to Ring of Honor, CM Punk can go anywhere and defend that championship, and that's more legit than what we're going to see next week between Miz and Rey Mysterio. And that's my opinion, and it should be yours. But let's hear your opinions. Send them into the Renegade of Wrestling YouTube, because Lord knows the NoDQ&AV YouTube is bombarded with XMV and SummerSlam. And I will grant Aaron one thing, to the fact that we are hyping SummerSlam more than WWE is. Because we got to 92 SummerSlam about 2 weeks ago, and they just now hyped it on Raw the other night. So we are ahead of the game in that, but this is Jeff Meacham, Mr. TW, thanking the man behind the camera, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, and we will see you back on Thursday-ish for Dads, and JJ will be back in front of the camera doing his own thing next week.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Owen the Talkinator Studios series premiere of Owen and AJ Talks. Welcome to the FTW family, Zero Miller. Shared experiences re-airing on the new FTW main hub. All retro wrestling review series videos on demand and upcoming. The Wrestling Rundown makes its return, available now on demand. Fantasy Booking Series video, If Goldberg Stayed in WWE in 2004. Pride CAW Supercard by Zero Entertainment. all of a simple man's brand simply predicting panels. Simple Bracketology season premiere covering the G1 Climax 33. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting, episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu, WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8, Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Hello, YouTube fans, and welcome to this special episode of Double Down with Double A. I am your host, Double A, and we got an ABC cast over here, all black cast. Two people that's never sat on my panel before. We got
Pinky. I'm your host from Minnie Pink was cracking and Chicks on Wrestling. What's up? And
even though you've been trying to get her to sit on your panel for a number of years.
oh,
really.
So actually, it finally happened for him.
Really?
Stop! Don't get me killed. Stop it, Bruce. Stop it.
And scene.
Cut. Go for it.
Wow. Okay.
What are we doing?
We are doing our top 10 favorite scary movies, horror movies, whatever you want to call it. And although I know it's deathly frightening. I know Showgirls is not on anybody's list. Shouts off to Jamie Kennedy.
Not anymore, it isn't.
Oh!
Wow. Thanks for the spoiler.
In no
it's all good. The Britney Spears movie's
in no particular order, I got, on the top of my list here, I have Child's Play. No, yes, there's a reason why I'm going there. Yeah, when I seen the movie, I was like already 15, 16 years old. Yeah, a little demonic doll didn't do diddly or squat for me. However, I can imagine myself being 7 years old and somebody gives me like one of those My Buddy dolls or Talking My Buddy, and after watching that movie, I would take that My Buddy and just punt it all the way across the city and back.
I think Child's Play did for the My Buddy company what Beavis and Butthead did for Winger's record sales.
Oh! Burn!
Beautiful. Love you, Bruce.
Beautiful.
Damn. Next on my list, Nightmare on Elm Street, starring Robert Englund. Yes, the very first one. Like I said, that one didn't really scare the snot out of me, but I did find it scary when I first seen it. Now I find it hilarious, but moving right along, starring Sissy Spacek.
Yeah.
Oh yes. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. I still love that movie. I watch it every time around Halloween time. I'll watch it, sit up and just watch it over and over and over again, especially the shower scene where you're seeing all kinds of muff and boobies and all that. I love
so
it.
So you turn it off right after the opening credits. It's basically what you're saying.
No, I'll pause and rewind during the opening credits and watch the movie.
Okay.
Going, coincidentally, another, what the hell?
Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King. Thank you. Christine.
Awesome
the overly possessed car.
Awesome movie.
That car was a badass car, but still, I just can imagine just a car just going out killing people like that. It's just
cool.
Still scares me. Next, sticking with Stephen King, Cujo.
Good stuff.
Cujo. Cujo. That dog still scares the mess out of me. And this one is going to remind everybody of a certain friend that's sitting in the living room, Diesel Dude. Cat's Eye.
Nice.
Awesome movie.
Starring another Stephen King. Need I say more? You notice the theme here?
And Drew Barrymore was in it.
Yes, she was.
Speaking of Drew Barrymore, and sticking with, guess who?
Stephen King.
Firestarter.
Wow.
This is another really good movie. Very underrated movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if Firestarter was like one of the Avengers or another DC character? Type of damage he can be causing?
Well, there was if we're talking about comic book characters, there's a Pyro.
Yes.
The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yes.
Okay.
He was an X-Men, and he got turned over to the dark side by Magneto.
He was never an X-Man.
He was never an X-Man?
Pyro was never an X-Man.
The next one, I'm sure is going to be on probably on everybody's list. If not, I know one other person. Halloween.
Nice.
First time I seen that movie, yes, scary thing is, I'm 38 years old now. First time I seen it was last year all the way through. Last year on my birthday, certain gentleman brought it by the house.
And it was fucking comedy watching this movie too.
It scared the piss out of me at the age of 37 years old. And I really enjoyed it. It was the first time I actually got a chance to watch it all the way through, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thank this guy for, next on the list is Amityville Horror.
The OG or the remake?
The OG, of course.
Heck?
The Possessed House.
Yeah.
I think the house is like really demon possessed, and people really do die in that place,
I don't remember there.
It was a hoax.
It was a hoax?
It was a hoax.
Oh.
Really? That's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And well documented. It was a hoax.
What? Aww. Just killed that.
Next on my list is probably one where Pinky, I know she's going to be listening.
You're a dork. Why?
The Exorcist, starring Linda Blair. First time I seen that movie, I was 6 years old, and yes, it scared me, but now it's like one of those I can watch it in at midnight, Halloween night, with all the lights off. It just watch it. It just doesn't affect me anymore because I've seen it so many times. One honorable mention on here.
Omen. I think I'm gonna put you up singing on the list.
Hold it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mention.
Honorable mention. Aaron
That
singing.
was some scary shit. Right
That was
there.
horrible.
Oh, really?
You make William Hung sound like Pavarotti.
Yeah. Love you. Fucking
She banged! She banged! Done.
Alright, hey, my top 10 as an honorable mention. She bangs. Gangnam Style. Thank you, Steph Boy, for that.
I can see the comments on this
Oh
episode
no, wait for it.
We want more bros.
Oh, he just walked off on us. No. Come sit back down.
My motherfucking list.
Bros! No! That's his fault. He started it. Don't be walking off on me. You walk off on him, not me. They have Undertaker Gangnam Style. That's scary.
Only my own damn.
I got the whole 2 walk-off score. My top 10 in this order with some honorable mentions. I can't remember how many honorable mentions, but a whole lot of them. Number 10, Frankenstein, the original. I finally saw this weeks ago, thanks to the Renegade of Wrestling and a little boy by the name of Dylan. Wanted to see Frankenstein. Never seen it and scared the bejeebus out of me. Thank you, Dylan, and thank you, Renegade. I didn't sleep very well that night. Number 9, Hellraiser, the original, because I love Pinhead. He was sick with it. Making people just go nuts. Oh, I'm so glad for that noise. Thank you. Number 8, The Omen, the original. That was what made me not want to have kids. Because I'll be damned if my son comes out to be, nah, I don't think so. I'd make another one look just like him. Number 7, Psycho. Thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, no hotels for me that are in the desert, and I'm good with all that. What the U.S.?
Where's the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot?
Helio. Number 6, Friday the 13th, the original. That was amazingly awesome and scary. So I'll get out. Can somebody please explain to me why they even made a remake that I had to go see 2 years ago? I was not happy about. Ew.
You're not the only one.
Really? We were all there.
You want to throw in your objections to that one?
You want to interject here?
Man. There is not enough space. All the reasons why that movie just pissed me off. It was just like an episode, like somebody turned on an episode of The Hills. And then dressed up a dude in Jason gear and just had him run through the movie. Seriously, I've never cared so little about a cast of support characters before. Well, that is until the Nightmare on Elm Street remake took place. But,
right. That's...
Yeah, but since I'm done.
I'm sorry. I think I just made Mr. Edwards a little bit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Shut up. I can do it.
Yeah, fuck you, Platinum Dude.
Wasn't me. Number 5, and there's a reason behind it. See No Evil. Kane was in that movie, and he was a bit scary. Made me not want to go clean nobody's house but mine no more. That was scary. Number 4, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. And there's a reason behind this, because dude turned into a pizza meatball, and Freddy just stabbed him with meatball in him. That was funny. Scary, but funny. Number 3, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. That was wrong on like 20, 30 different levels. Oh God. Number 2, and I'll never, ever, ever watch this one again, Hostel. I hate that movie. Thank you, Quentin Tarantino, for making me not ever want to go across country. Across the world by myself. I'm cool. Number 1, and there's a reason for this, and I can't say because there's little ears in this room. The Exorcist. I finally saw it all the way through, and there's this one part to cross her. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Eat this! I'm like, what? Did she just put her mama in her? Huh? Now, I'm sorry, y'all. For those of y'all who know.
And then bitch slapped her across the room.
And then bitch slapped her across the room.
Bitch spun her head around like,
green pea soup. I'm sorry, if my daughter was to ever act like that, I'm sorry, boo-boo, mama love you, but you ain't gonna be demon possessed by yourself. I'll make another one look just like you. I'm good. That's my top 10 with some honorable mentions. The Cube, which was pretty cool. Michael Rappaport was the only sole survivor. I wonder, I have a question, my gentleman here. Right. Why is it we black folk until recently are the first ones to get killed off a horror movie? Explain that to me, please.
Because, I'll tell you what.
Why?
We ain't dumb enough to go investigate the noise. We hear the noise, we get the hell up out of there.
Okay, that's one. Bruce? This should be good.
I don't think you have enough space for it.
give me a synopsis. Give me a short answer, because I would love to hear it.
I don't know. I mean, we're harder to catch. That's
amen to that.
Not very inquisitive people. Not really. You know, we don't. You know, we strange noises. No, we go pick up something heavy or sharp. We don't just walk over there with.
Nothing.
We don't just walk over there with a lantern.
What is it?
You know, it's like, what? 7 dead bodies in the room? I wonder what's happening.
I have an analogy.
Oh God, what?
They're probably either directed by David Duke, Michael Hayes, or Russian.
He went there.
Wow.
He went there.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
And
scene and cut. Little story. Last time we watched a horror movie night here with, our man Bruce. A Sharpie fell from the cabinet over here. Guess who's the only ding dong that took off running to the back of the house? Me. They can't find my black ass.
You're the first to die.
I don't care. They can't find me. I know how to hide. They can't find me. Yes. Who? Yes, that boy can't. Can we? Oh, stop it! No! Don't do that! Stop!
You just threw a Sharpie.
You ain't right. No, I took off at the back of the house and nobody came and got me.
I wish I could have been there to see it because I know it's comedy in the making.
Nobody came and got me, so fine, forget y'all. I survived. Yeah. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, Aliens, both movies. First Halloween, Jack Frost. If y'all know the carrot scene, y'all probably should know what I'm talking about here without repeating myself. Pet Cemetery. Anybody remember that? Made me not want to ever have an animal in my house. And if he did, I'm not burying Muslim. Halloween. Aaron singing was horrible. But that is a definite honorable mention. And I know what you did last summer, or I still know what you did last summer when Brandy didn't die. There's a reason for that. I still know what you did last summer. She didn't die. He was upset. Pissed off.
I was upset about that.
Oh, he was heated behind
I would like to hear from the horse's mouth your disappointments on that one.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the story time and time again from the Renegade over here.
I personally know.
So I'm asking the Cruiserweight Assassin his.
You just call me a horse?
Oh!
Oh, well, anyway.
No, Aaron can see you.
What kind of insult is calling somebody a horse?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
you're a goat.
Yeah.
I am the World Tag Team Champion.
I just thought it was I just thought it was it was another, it was a unnecessary sequel to an unnecessary movie. It was just lame. And since I hate Brandy, I just wanted to see her die. So, yeah. Disappointing on all possible fronts. There you go.
And that is my top 10 with several honorable mentions. On to Mr. Bruce Edwards.
All right.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
Woo! Woo!
I'm probably going to start crapping my pants already with him reading.
Here we go!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This should be good.
Alright, so my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10. Gotta go with Alien. The first one. Just as a kind of a side note, no sequels or remakes on my list anywhere. Alien, while not by definition a horror movie, it is very popular with a lot of horror fans because of the claustrophobic feel and the suspense and everything, not knowing where all this bad stuff is coming from, but knowing that it sees all of its victims.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that creates some really scary stuff.
Nice.
It's definitely a plot method that was used in a few other movies. And I mean, the most popular scene probably in any horror film was the guy on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Just bursts out of his chest and just gets stuff all over the rest of the crew. Yeah, awesome moment. Definitely an unforgettable moment in any movie. So yeah, that's my number 10, Alien. Number 9. For being as big a slasher fan as I am, this is probably going to confuse a lot of people, but I was never a big Freddy fan. So my number 9, oddly enough, the same as Aaron's number 9, I think, is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Great movie. Had awesome moments in it, and I think having a killer that stalks you in your sleep was a great idea. Because of course you can avoid campsites, you can avoid cannibalistic families and stuff. Who can go without sleep? So it's basically, it is a part of your humanity, a part of your natural function to sleep. And if you sleep, then you're pretty much screwed. So, on paper it was a great movie, and I mean in execution it was a great movie too. But I've never been a big fan of Freddy, so that's my number 9. Number 8, The Omen.
Hey, we have the same number 8.
Cool.
Oh,
nice.
Awesome.
Brilliant movie. Perfectly cast. Great story. Part of the beauty of it is that it's not a gore fest. A lot of people think that gore and horror are synonymous, and that's not at all the case. You can create scary moments from things that people can relate to.
I agree.
Things that people are actually afraid to have happen to them are much more frightening than somebody getting killed with a big butcher knife or something. You hit people at home, that's what scares them. And for something as innocent as a child to be the Antichrist, obviously resonated with a lot of people. My number 7, basically the genesis of the zombie genre, Night of the Living Dead. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not so much because it was as visceral or gory as Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, because it really wasn't. It's not a gory film at all. The social subtext is what makes that movie great. To have a movie that was released in the 60s at the height of the civil rights movement, to have a black leading character was a big deal. On top of it, you have him be heroic, display leadership qualities, and basically keep his cool while the world is literally ending around him. Was a huge deal, and George Romero will always be one of my favorite directors. And Night of the Living Dead is a brilliant movie. On a lot of fronts, not just because of the stuff you see on the screen. It's the message that movie is supposed to put across. So, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely on my recommended viewing list. Another one on my recommended viewing list, and it is something that a lot of people don't talk about. Because of all the bullying that's going on right now in schools. I think it's a great movie to show. If I were a school teacher, I think I would try to show it. Gotta go with Carrie for my number 6.
Yes. Yes.
Just a great movie, definitely one of my favorites. I watched it again a couple of weeks ago, and then I picked up the book and I read that again. I will go on the record as saying one of the very few remakes that I absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed. It wasn't so far from the original that it took away what we liked about the original. It just added certain things. It kept a lot more closely to the book than this 1976 movie did. And it's being remade again for whatever reason. Yeah. Chloe Moretz, Hit Girl from Kick-Ass, for those of you who are familiar with that movie, is playing Carrie. And Julianne Moore is playing her mother.
Really?
Yeah.
That should be good.
Nah, I doubt it.
Well,
but no, I'm not looking forward to it at all because, quite frankly, Chloe Moretz is too pretty to be anybody's fucking outcast. It's just totally unnecessary. Hey, my number 5, the definitive horror film. Again, not a gore fest, just great moments, brilliantly written. It is, quite frankly, the perfect horror film. I can't find a single flaw in it. Obviously, the master himself, Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. Quite possibly the single most defining moment in horror movie history, the shower scene. That is one of those things that even if you've never seen the movie, you are aware of it. It is just indelibly etched into social consciousness. And I mean, just a great movie, a great story, and it's Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, the guy never put out anything bad in his life. Probably turn over in his grave if he saw some of the stuff we were watching now.
He'd be pissed.
Unfortunately.
What was that movie where all the birds just like
birds.
terrorize the
You
child?
mean the
birds?
Oh, okay.
Oh, my name is Eric.
Yeah.
The movie's got the birds. The birds.
So, yeah, gotta go with Psycho as my number 5. Number 4, doesn't get enough credit for really kicking off the slasher genre. Mainly because you can't really slash with a chainsaw.
Nice.
Yes, give me.
Number 4, gotta go with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Woo, baby.
And I have no idea how people are still having this discussion nearly like 40 years after that movie was made. It's not a true story. Just stop talking about it.
I always thought it was.
Nope.
No.
Look up the name Ed Gein, that's spelled Gein. You will find out everything you need to know. Speaking of Ed Gein, he was the inspiration for Psycho as well. A lot of people don't know that. The mother fixation thing, but look it up on Wikipedia. You'll find everything you need to know.
Nice.
Number 3, quite possibly, and I have seen this reaction from people, one of whom is sitting right next to me. There are people that I know that will not watch this movie in a room by themselves. Number 3, my top 10 is The Exorcist.
Yeah, I wouldn't need it.
And yeah, I mean, even Jade is over here shaking her head. It just hits on so many different levels. What happens when the force that is supposed to protect us, this thing that we worship and we believe in, well, I think some of us worship and believe in, is completely cast aside, and the most innocent members of our society are attacked and made victims. I mean, the thing that is so jarring about that movie is not so much the visuals, even though the visuals are extremely jarring and disturbing.
Very.
They make you, that movie makes you question, it makes you question yourself, makes you question your beliefs. If this thing that we call God is supposed to protect us, what happened to her? You know, how did it get through to her, of all people, this 13-year-old girl who's never done anything wrong to anybody in her life? How does that happen? So, very, very frightening movie for a lot of people on a lot of levels, and it's my number 3. It's certain parts of the movie just they give me chills to even to watch it, and that's going. You got to go some to do that.
Yeah, Lord, her walking down the stairs backwards, upside down.
The spider walk down the
spider
stairs.
Walk, and
awesome.
The green
scene.
pea soup and the crossing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The thing that makes the spider walk scene so disturbing is that she actually looks like she's in pain while it's happening.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie, you kind of just resigned yourself to the fact that whatever bad is happening is in full swing, and it can only get better from here. Watching that spider walk scene down the stairs, and having that be, and just having it in your head that that's only the beginning of what's going to happen to her is just a disturbing idea. Number 2, can't possibly surprise anybody that it's on the list. My number 2 is Halloween. What can you say about Halloween that hasn't been said by fans all over the world? Possibly the most recognizable horror movie music in the world. If you're listening to the theme song from Halloween, you know you're listening to the theme song from Halloween. The original Michael Myers, not the Rob Zombie remake Michael Myers, only be described as a force of nature, just something that happens and nobody knows why. You know, a 6-year-old kid decides one day, yeah, I'm going to take this butcher knife and kill my sister. Why? Nobody knows. It's just something that happens out of nowhere, and those variables are what make that movie so scary. Aside from just the blankness of that mask.
Yeah.
Who knew William Shatner could be that scary? Seriously.
I always thought he killed his sister because he was jealous. Not necessarily.
It's never been explained as to why he decided to just go.
I thought it was because she was supposed to have been babysitting him and he was getting neglected for her boyfriend.
No.
Nope. It's never explained as to exactly why he decides to just go off and just start killing people.
Wow.
That's one of my favorite movies. It is one that is in constant rotation in my home. Not just on Halloween, but just anytime. It's like,
it could be Christmas morning.
It's Sunday. I'm bored. Let's watch Halloween.
What's Halloween?
Just a great movie. Again, not a gore fest.
Nah.
I think it really didn't get bloody until the sequel, because by then they had to compete with all of the slasher movies that were out. So, you know, they kind of had to up the ante as far as the blood and everything was concerned. But yeah, very suspenseful, very reminiscent of Alfred Hitchcock's work, just with the moments that they built and the camera work and the music and everything. Music, yeah. Aaron can attest to that.
It was like, no. And the killer happens to be who? The mom. That's scary.
Long movie. Still talking about Halloween.
Yeah. No. Sure.
Still talking about Halloween. Still talking about Halloween.
Right. What's up, Halloween? Crazy man.
Alright, so now you know what my number 1 is.
Nope, I didn't say that. Can't blame me for that.
Anybody at all familiar with me, my list, horror movies, everything. The original Friday the 13th, my number 1. Just badassness all the way around.
Badassness?
Yes.
Is that a real word?
It is.
Hashtag badassness. Google that.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. Jason's always been my favorite. Even though, as we all know, Jason did not actually appear in a full-length movie until the sequel. But just so much fun to watch. And I'm always jealous of people who were mature enough to go and see that movie in the theaters opening night. I wish I could have been there, but just a great movie. Of course, you know, the first 4 are the only ones that matter. They're the only ones you need to see. Not that all the rest of them were bad, but yeah, Friday the 13th is my number 1, hands down. Yeah, Jason's the man. And yeah, and who wouldn't want a mom who would go out and just gut people for him?
I would.
So my honorable mentions. I'm a big fan of foreign horror films, especially Asian horror films. Probably some of the most disturbing movies you will ever see. Because they don't do the slasher stuff. They tell ghost stories, things like that. So, you know, Asian horror is really good. So my honorable mention, speaking of ghost stories, John Carpenter's The Fog, which is his, I believe, came out after Halloween. Yeah, it did. Jamie Lee Curtis was in that one as well. And there was actually 2 more actors from Halloween were in that movie. I can't remember their names right now, but no, come to think of it, all 3 of the female leads from Halloween were in The Fog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
A Swedish vampire movie called Let the Right One In. I know I'm so going to take crap for what I'm about to say.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
But I say bring it. When here in the States, when we think of vampire and love story, there is one word that comes to mind.
Twilight.
That was not it. But there is one movie that we're led toward. This is not it. Let the Right One In is probably one of the most brilliant horror films I think I've seen in the past 10 years.
Wow.
It is definitely one of the most original. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. I won't get into what it's about because it would take too much time. But it is a brilliant movie. It was remade for American audiences. It was called the American one is called Let Me In. Chloe Moretz, again from Kick-Ass, was in that movie. She played the role of Abby the vampire. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely see it. Watch the Swedish version. If you don't mind reading subtitles, watch the Swedish version because the environment has a lot to do with the sense of isolation you get from, you know, it really adds to the movie. Keeping it foreign, going with a Japanese film that IFC called one of the most disturbing films ever released. It's called Audition.
Audition.
There is, let's see, dismembered bodies writhing in duffel bags, body parts being severed with razor wire, and I'm not exaggerating, vomit drinking. Yes. That scene alone. I was watching this movie with a friend of mine, and at that particular scene, which I won't go into further detail, I'll spare you the details, but watch the movie. Her exact words to me were, "Oh shit, is he drinking? Oh shit, turn it off."
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Yeah! She said that?
Yeah, that's what she said, and I smiled. I said,
"Yeah,
told you." But yeah, watch that movie. It is a really great movie, and just disturbing for so many reasons, but just the level of, like, just getting back to the whole body parts being severed with razor wire. This just the level of just happiness. The look of absolute glee on this woman's face while she's doing this.
She loves her work.
She loves her work.
Cool.
Wow. But yeah, great movie. Another, well, this is not foreign, but Splinter.
Ooh.
Great movie. Not a lot of people have heard of it. Very small cast. Just awesome movie. Check that one out. Evil Dead. Another one of my favorites. Another one being remade. And one of the few, well, actually one of the only remakes that from the trailer, very excited about. Looks amazing.
Okay.
Another movie that took a lot of crap when it got released, and it's a movie that not enough people talk about when they talk about horror movies. Last House on the Left.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Not the remake.
The original.
The original. Last House on the Left. It was Wes Craven and Sean Cunningham from who created Friday the 13th. The only movie they've ever done together, and it is just brilliant. Cool. A lot of fun to watch. It's really messed up. I could go on. Those are the ones that I have in my honorable mention written down, but a few more popped into my head while I was going through that list. But I don't know if there's enough time for all that. We'll get around to them another time. But yeah, that's my top 10. So yeah. That's I'm gonna go home and like watch all these now.
Okay, remind me to never come to your house.
Yeah, it's like somebody.
Cool. Just
like
awaken.
Somebody talking about a sandwich, and all of a sudden, damn, a sandwich sound real
good right about now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make me a sandwich.
I'm gonna make me a ham and cheese sandwich. Salad. Yay.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my guests on the panel for sharing their top 10s.
It's the only time you ever catch me on this panel.
Jesus Christ, woman. Thank you guys for viewing.
She couldn't have been more emphatic about not being at all interested in Aaron's panel.
Thank you.
Aaron, I don't want your panel. Please stop waving it in my face.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, you're gonna put somebody's eye out with that thing.
Thank you guys for viewing.
And by panel, I mean no, never mind.
Don't say that. No.
I got Bruce over here still in the show. I'm trying to get my closing statement.
Stop the show.
Thank you for viewing. Leave your comments, your VRCs, was that Victor video response comments, all that good shit.
They're YouTubers, dude. They're going to comment. You don't even have to tell them.
Yeah, but anyways, click like, do whatever. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. I'm Double A. This is
Pinky.
Bruce.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Aaron's panel.
Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Welcome everyone to NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner Aaron Rift, here to answer your questions regarding the world of professional wrestling. So let's get right down to it. If WWE decided to end Undertaker's streak, who do you think they would pick to do so and why? I do not think that the Undertaker's streak is going to end. But if it does end, it'll end whenever his last match is. Now, is it going to be this year because he's going into it possibly 20-0, or will he end up 19-1? If there was somebody to end the streak, it should be somebody that WWE sees as the future of the company. You know, the guy that can say he beat Undertaker. It would have to be somebody really big, and probably somebody who's the future of the business. I could also see it being somebody like a Mick Foley, or maybe somebody that Undertaker has a tremendous amount of respect for, but really, they should let him go out with the streak intact. That's just my opinion. Hey Aaron, great show. What are your thoughts on Joker Sting versus Undertaker at WrestleMania? I can see it being like a Joker versus Batman thing, but would also love to see Crow Sting versus Undertaker because the mind games would be great. Which match is better? Well, first of all, I think it's highly unlikely that this match takes place. Now, if it does in a year or two or whatever, I think Sting will be as his normal Crow Sting self, not the Joker Sting that he's been doing over the past couple months. But once again, the chances of this match happening are slim to none. If it was going to happen, it would have happened this year. Hey Aaron, if you had to rank your top 5 tag teams of all time, who would they be? Mine from last to first will be Harlem Heat, The Rockers, Hart Foundation, Outsiders, and Legion of Doom. Okay, well, in no particular order here, I'm just going to go with it off the top of my head. You know, I'd say Hart Foundation, Legion of Doom, Outsiders, Demolition, and the Hardy Boys. There you go. That would be my top 5 right there. I think the tag teams, they're 2 golden periods. The first one was in the late 80s when you had Hearts and Demolition and LOD, and then during the Attitude Era with Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, Dudleys, etc. Should WWE bring back the War Games match? I'd love to see the War Games match back. The reason it hasn't returned is because, Vince McMahon does not like to do things that are not his own creation. Now, maybe with Triple H starting to get control of the company, and he's an old school wrestling fan, maybe we'll get to see the War Games match come back at some point. It's something different. So if WWE is looking to improve the pay-per-view buy rates and bring in a concept that hasn't been done before in WWE, that would be the one to do. So we'll see. Do you think Vince McMahon is overrated? No. Vince McMahon is the reason we're all here, watching this video, the reason I'm here doing this video. Vince McMahon made sports entertainment what it is today. Now, sure, he's made some mistakes. Sometimes Vince McMahon loses touch with reality. The guy sometimes doesn't, he loses his mind and doesn't know what he's doing sometimes. But for the most part, he knows how to run that company better than anybody. And he knows what to do to, draw people to the arenas and just create that product that we've all come to love. So yeah, he's not overrated, I don't think, at all. Do you think The Rock is just coming back to satisfy us fans one last time so he can disappear for good? Well, right now, the rumor going around is that he's going to wrestle John Cena probably 2 or 3 times, next year in 2012. So they can have like a series. So I think we're going to be seeing more of The Rock, in 2012. He's already going to be appearing at Survivor Series, probably Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber and non-wrestling roles. But yeah, I think The Rock's going to try to do as many appearances as he can, because he's got the movie schedule to work with. But I think he's going to try to make that effort to make some more appearances for the fans. And I think after WrestleMania with that first big match, maybe we'll get him in the ring with CM Punk and some of those other guys, Randy Orton. Yeah. Hey Aaron, what is your top 5 tag team matches of all time? Love your videos, keep it up. Well, going back to the tag teams earlier, I think of Hart Foundation and Demolition from SummerSlam 1990, the 2 out of 3 falls match. Going into the Attitude Era, those TLC matches, all of them could be argued for the top 5. The SummerSlam 2000, that TLC match with Hardys, Dudley's, Edge, and Christian, that one would be at the top of my list. And yeah, so just pick any of those matches to put in the top 5. I'm not sure exactly what my top 5 would be, but those are the ones that stick out the most to me. Perhaps this is in poor taste, but does TNA now stand for Total Nonstop Alcoholics? Will Kurt's DUI affect his role in TNA? And will this incident be a possible way out for him to return to WWE, perhaps even to face Undertaker at WrestleMania? No, this is not a way out for Kurt Angle to get back into WWE. Kurt Angle has got some issues going on right now. And TNA really needs to step it up, as I've mentioned before, and get him the help he needs. Now, does this mean that they suspend him or even fire him for a period of time? Who knows? But TNA really needs to do something. Is there a double standard here? Because they fired Matt Hardy. So just because Kurt Angle's the world champion, he gets a pass? I think TNA needs to do something. At the very least, take the title off of him and, give him a warning. Say, you either shape up or you're going to be gone, just like Matt Hardy. And maybe that'll click in Kurt Angle's head. Hey, Aaron, in your opinion, which wrestling gimmick failed to be a hit but you think should have been big? For me, it was Atom Bomb. What are your thoughts? Mr. Anderson, or Mr. Kennedy, back in 2005, when he first came out there and started doing his shtick on the mic, I thought he was going to be the future of the industry. I thought Mr. Kennedy was it, and just it never came through. So he would be my number 1 example right there. Hey, Aaron. I know we're all told don't try this at home, but if you ever done a wrestling move on someone, I actually did a pile driver on a school friend years ago. I didn't mean to, but I just slipped when I had them in my position. My friend was fine, by the way. Well, that's very good that your friend was fine. I'm glad to hear that. Now, as far as I go, yes, I did do backyard wrestling when I was like 15, 16 years old. If you do a YouTube search for dumbest wrestling fans ever, It's under our channel too, so if you do some searching, you can find it. I took a couple of nasty bumps back in the day, but our backyard fed was pretty lame. We basically hit each other with cookie sheets, no jumping off the roof, but we did get hurt a few times, a little bit. Nothing like going to the hospital or anything. We were pretty tame compared to some of those other backyard feds of the time. All right, that about does it for No DQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. You can leave a comment, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. And my question to you guys to wrap things up is, who do you think will win at Night of Champions? CM Punk or Triple H? Let me know what you think, and we will see you next time.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Owen the Talkinator Studios series premiere of Owen and AJ Talks. Welcome to the FTW family, Zero Miller. Shared experiences re-airing on the new FTW main hub. All retro wrestling review series videos on demand and upcoming. The Wrestling Rundown makes its return, available now on demand. Fantasy Booking Series video, If Goldberg Stayed in WWE in 2004. Pride CAW Supercard by Zero Entertainment. All of a Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Simple Bracketology season premiere covering the G1 Climax 33. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network All Watch-A-Lon events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party. Available now on demand. A Simple Take. WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8. Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Internet fans, it's that Boy Rants, episode 22. Thank you. And we're continuing our traditional, yeah. We're filming here in the green room in front of our beautiful Christmas tree to remind us how much we love Christmas.
Green room. Oh wait, green, red, Christmas.
I like what he did there.
Funny when you called the green room. That was good.
Mr.
Anyway.
Jeff Meacham is over here on the couch with his computer looking at WrestleMania 13 footage for some reason.
You all find out in due time.
Yeah, he's got stuff going on. My other brother over here, the Renegade, is busy playing Words with Friends. Find him on Words with Friends. And even myself, I'm playing Words with Friends too. I love Words with Friends. So
I don't play.
You should.
I don't want to.
You see that, fans? Jeff Meacham doesn't like to play Words with Friends.
I had no friends, that's why.
He has no friends.
I have no friends.
I'm your friend.
Yay, friends.
I gave you one of my shirts.
Friendship.
Oh, God.
It's from Lucy. Come on, you love Lucy.
Do I really love Lucy?
Or do you not have that episode because you're not completely out of the series yet on your DVD collection?
That was, I think, no, I have that. I think
right.
Yeah, good. Anyway, speaking of my friends out there, quick shout out to Paul, my brother in the UK. Your shirt is coming. I just don't know when. I mailed it, okay? Stop getting me on Facebook Messenger. Where's my shirt? It's coming. I can't control the U.S. Postal Service, which now is planning to cut service. Uh-oh, hold on. What's this? Oh, Renegade just made another move. How many points did you score?
I don't know. It was against you, so I'm losing.
Oh. You see that, folks?
So wait a minute. The USPS is cutting service and it's December 7th?
Yeah. They need money.
We need to mail our gifts.
And stop raising the prices of those postage stamps.
Seriously? They're like, what, like $500 now?
What is it, like 45 cents a stamp?
Whatever it is. It's ridiculous.
I like reading the news, folks, and like as I said before, I'm not just going to do wrestling, I'm going to do real stuff. So today, when I was looking up the news, I had 3 breaking news reports.
Dun, dun, dun.
Number 1, if you really care, pay attention. If not, stop watching. I won't be upset. Y'all remember Rod Blagojevich, the senator who tried to sell Barack Obama's seat in the Senate before he became president?
Yes.
14 years in jail.
Oh.
he's going to spend the next 14 Christmases like this. With the jumpsuit and all that. Oh, damn, Renegade!
I got some catching up to do.
He sure does. So, 14 years, man.
That play was against Todd Chandler from NWA Hollywood.
See, Renegade over here, he gets all the wrestlers to play Words with Friends with him.
That's right. I play with Buggy on a regular basis.
There you go.
Whoa!
You see?
Hey! Whoa!
You see that? Me, I just get random fans and all that, and I just keep winning. At one point, I actually had a 19-game winning streak. But yeah, way to go, Mr. Whatever your name is. How do you? I couldn't even pronounce his name for the first time. Blagojevich. What is that?
God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, really. 14 years. Then I find out that sadly, 2 people have died in the city in my hometown, in our Long Beach. My city is now cursed. 2 people.
What's going on?
A 26-year-old lady was with her 40-year-old boyfriend, and they were on the deck of the Queen Mary in Long Beach Harbor, and she fell off the ship into the water.
Oh my God.
Now, how she got into the water was found out today. She was drunk.
Ah.
Alcohol
Natalie Wood.
Oh, he brought up Natalie Wood.
20 years. Still too soon. Or it's 25, whatever.
What is she now? You know, to your family and to you, you know, I'm trying not to speak ill of the dead or anything, but if you fall from the deck, are you trying to recreate Titanic or something here? I mean, and like I say, the alcohol played a part in this, and you know, at least 3 people. Oh, hold on, did I just beat? Was that towards me?
No.
Okay, good. I think 2 off-duty LBPD officers tried to jump in and save her, and the boyfriend did too, but he survived, and he's being treated for hypothermia. But
yeah, it's fucking cold right now.
I know, man. That's just that. And then I find out this morning that a lady who from Huntington Beach who works at Cal State Long Beach died in an elevator.
At the school?
At the school.
Oh my God.
It's sad. And here's the thing. She died trying to escape the elevator. She didn't stay still. You know, if you're trapped in an elevator, you are supposed to stay calm, not panic, and stay put. She tried to escape, and then the elevator decided to move, and that's how she met her untimely doom. And it's very sad that this stuff is happening in my hometown of Long Beach that I love so much. So, you know, what lessons have we learned here, friends? 1, don't go drinking on a luxury liner and stand on the rails and plunge into the icy water below. And 2, if you're stuck in an elevator, stay put and stay calm.
And 3, Stat Boy loves Word with Friends.
And yes, I love Word with Friends. But you know, it's very sad stuff. You know, I like to read TMZ stuff. You know, I like to read about how, oh, I don't know, Shaq's at a club and he's drinking and he talks about your mama or whatever, or you know, Justin Bieber gets swarmed by fans, but when he doesn't actually. In fact, I still think you guys still want me to rant on Bieber, but
anybody else see the thing on the internet today about how Selena left somewhere with Bieber, and then when they came back into public view, she had a ring on her finger?
Ooh, this is news to me.
Oh, I saw, but I'm just saying.
What hand was it on?
I believe the hand that is the telltale sign.
Was it the right hand? Is that the engagement hand, or is that the marriage hand?
Whatever it is, she had a ring on her hand, and it was being made a very big deal about.
That's another thing, friends. I get confused when people wear rings, okay? I don't know if you're... I mean, yeah, that's your wedding finger, but do you wear a wedding ring on your left hand or on your right hand? Because in some cultures, it's the right hand, and some cultures, it's the left hand. Help me out on this one. On what hand is the proper hand to wear a wedding ring?
If you ask Mr. T, it's every hand.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Beautiful. People wear my rings.
All right.
Right.
Yeah. And since we're talking about dead people...
Mr. T's not dead yet.
His career is.
Oh!
A a true TV legend, Mr. Harry Morgan, passed away, 96 years old. You know him from Dragnet and MASH.
Dragnet? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he played Detective Bill Cannon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with was it Jack Webb who played Joe Friday?
Sounds
Yes.
about right.
Yes.
It's Jack Webb.
Mr. Jack Webb, yeah. I really didn't watch Dragnet very much. I did watch it occasionally. I did.
And he reprised his role in the Dragnet
Yeah, he
movie
was in
with
the
Tom
movie
Hanks
too.
and Dan
Yeah,
Aykroyd
he
because
made
he
a
was
cameo.
the captain.
Yeah, he was the captain. Good job, Renegade. He knows his stuff. You know.
I have that movie. That's epic.
It is. It's a good movie. You know, he was one of the TV legends. You know, and MASH was on forever and a day. You know. His character didn't come in until I believe about the third or fourth season after.
The death of McLean and Stevenson.
Yeah, Harry Blake.
Henry Blake.
Henry Blake.
Henry Blake's character died. That's
Yeah,
right, yeah.
in a helicopter crash, no bad. That was a sad way to go out. He leaves,
And
then
in
he
the crash,
comes.
they shot him down.
Yeah, I mean that was it was like he left in the helicopter flies away, and then you go into the OR, and here comes Radar, and he says his helicopter shut. What a way to go out on a TV show like that. That at least at the last episode of MASH, at least Colonel Potter went out on his trusty horse.
That's right.
Yeah, trusty horse, way to go. But you know, 96 years. Good long life, like I say, with Dragnet and MASH, you know, two excellent shows, and you know, I haven't read anything about what the cast is saying. I didn't read anything about what Alan Alda would have said or whatnot, but oh well, life goes on, friends. Life goes on.
Blah dio blah da.
That's right, yeah. Blah dio blah da. All right, UFC news. Let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this show. George Rush St. Pierre is now out for 10 months. Jeez. He tore his ACL. He has a small tear on his meniscus. So he cannot defend the title against Nick Diaz. So now Nick Diaz goes up against Carlos Conduit in February. It's for the interim welterweight title. And when he comes back, when GSP gets a match, we're going to have a unification match, which is probably now going to be in late 2012, and then the one true welterweight championship. You know, sorry GSP, you know you're one of my faves. In fact, when I put this on Facebook, there was a nice little war between my friend Nate in Canada and one of my co-workers at Disneyland. And so I even called out my friend at Disneyland. I go, what do you got against GSP? He goes, oh, I'm just going after your friends. I got nothing against GSP and whatever. It's like, huh. I'd like to see you say that to your face. I mean, because, you know, GSP ain't no joke, man. GSP's the bomb.
GSP will mess you up.
Oh, yeah.
GSP's in my fave, 5 dog.
Shut up, Booker. Stick with the WWE. Just stay with D. Bry and everybody else.
No, not even D. Bry.
No D. Bry in
no
the fave
D.
five?
Bry. Oh,
no D. Fun. Okay. This weekend, UFC 140, John Jones puts up the title, the light heavyweight title against Lyoto the Dragon Machida.
God bless you again.
Machida. Go John Jones, and I hope he retains. Also, Frank Mir will go up against Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira.
Frank didn't retire? I thought he retired.
Nope. He's going to keep going for a little bit.
All right.
And the Huntington bitch bad boy.
Oh,
did I say that?
Damn.
He needs to be done. I'm sorry. Tito Ortiz, you said you would be done, but then you came back. What's the matter? You're not making enough money off of your endorsements or whatever? Come on, Tito. When was the last time he actually... I have to look this up. When was the last time he won a fight? Oh wait, what was the last time he fought? Yeah, he did win the last one. He actually broke like an 8.
I'm trying to think of when he actually beat up Jenna.
That is Stat Boy approved. That is Stat Boy approved right there. He actually.
And if you want to know why that joke's funny, just look in my photo gallery at the picture I have with Jenna Jameson and look how busted up her face is.
There you go.
Right?
Tito Ortiz goes up against the other Nogueira brother, Antonio Ruggiero Nogueira.
His nose.
Yeah, the names these people have, it's like, whew, Blagojevich, Machida, Nogueira, Ruggiero, Rodrigo, Shamalama Ding Dong, and whatnot. So, as far as Stat Boy challenges, I've been slipping up because I've been working a lot. I'll admit that wholeheartedly.
Working hard's good, though. It means money.
Money? What's that? I have no idea.
Money.
Yeah. Money. Okay, fine, whatever.
Christmas money. That's what that is. And bill money around here.
Santa, I've been a good stat boy
Hey,
this year.
Santa. Sorry, go ahead. I kissed a Santa baby. That'd be real
No,
bad.
no Santa baby.
Not
No,
for me.
no, unless it's no Santa baby. Where is this episode going? Because I have no fucking clue.
It's the first holiday one of the green room. It's going buttfucky already.
Hey, I don't. Oh yeah, really. I mean, look, those interviews we did. Those were fun.
Right?
If you guys have been paying attention to the channel,
31 days.
You want to talk about buttfucky interviews? Eric Cross goes up tomorrow.
Wait, yeah,
Oh, man.
wait till you guys see the Eric Cross interview. We had like 3 walk-offs. One was orchestrated by Eric Cross. He told the dads to walk off.
Yeah.
You know, big shout out to you, Eric Cross. Thanks for watching. You know, Eric Cross is a fan of Statboy and Dads and everybody else. I love it. You know, I love it a lot. We're doing, and let's see, what else is coming up? Your Epic show on December 10th as well is coming up at the Lakewood YMCA. Don't forget that. And let's see, what else is coming up? Of course, Christmas is coming up. Get that shopping done. Did you hear? Oh, did you hear Black Friday? They used pepper spray. Oh my God! At some big store, I'm guessing it was a Best Buy.
Walmart.
It was a Walmart. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Some lady at Walmart was trying to get her hands on an Xbox.
And she used pepper spray.
Yep.
Boy, that's extreme shopping. That's going to be a new sport in the Olympics.
Seriously.
It's like prepare the pepper spray and grab the Xbox and run for the cashier. God, pepper spray, man. What is the world coming to? You know? Excuse me. Let's see. As far as wrestling comes up, next week is TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, oh my. So look for a prediction show next week. That's coming up. Any idea when we're going to tape our next Epic show, our next Countdown show?
That'd be a Mr. Williams department.
Renegade, what do you got?
Probably be coming in January because of the 31 days of interviews.
There you go. After the first of the year. Maybe before Rumble or... Yeah, Rumble's I think is the middle of the year. But I promise you that's coming too. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else. Send me those comments, my friends. Get me on Facebook. We can chat, whatever. If you want to get a schooling in Words with Friends, play against me. Because I'm good. My current record is 92-37. Who's going to be the mysterious 100th victory for the Stat Boy?
Goldberg.
Stat Boy Challenge. Who will be number 100?
That's right.
Well, I already have like 6 or 7 games going, so maybe if you can beat me 2 out of 3 games, I'll send you a Stat Boy shirt. How about that?
There you go.
Make it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? Okay, Renegade says, if you want to challenge me to 3 out of 5, or you want to play a best of 5 series in Words with Friends, and you can beat me. But here's my one rule. This is something I really hate about Words with Friends. If you don't know the meaning of a word, or if you play a word you've never heard of, don't play it. Because I don't even know what these words are. I mean, let me bring up my Words with Friends, doggone it, because this I cannot believe, okay? One of my buddies, Emmanuel, who I'm playing right now, he played the word, it's spelled G-A-M-B-E-S, Gambies. I looked it up in a dictionary. There's no such word. So what the fuck is a Gamby? I know what a Gambit is. I know what a Gambino is. What is a Gamby?
Gamby is Gumby's cousin.
No, shut up!
That's the bargain basement Gumby.
Right.
You know?
You know, like you go to the swap meet and you buy the Samurai Rangers instead of the Power Rangers.
Or you go to
or the
Hooters
Ninja
downtown
Warriors.
Or you go to Hooters downtown in Los Angeles as opposed to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles?
That's what the shot glasses say.
Wow.
Yeah. I got like 3 of those for free at SummerSlam because they wanted to get rid of them.
Amazing. So like I say, if we're gonna play, the rule is if you've never heard of the word or you don't know what it means, you don't play it. The only word I admit to playing is QI. It's pronounced key. It's like the the life force. They have the word chi. I believe the Japanese have the word chi. The Chinese have the word ki. Okay, so that's going to be a Stat Boy challenge. As far as episode 22, we are done, and keep the holidays up going, friends, and watch all these interviews. Stat Boy out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
This is James Morgan, NWA and Mach 1 Wrestling Superstar.
This is Chris Masters, the Masterpiece.
This is Downtown Bruno. This is Eric Watts from WWE Tough Enough.
Mikey Nova.
Hey, what's up? This your boy, Sean Black.
This is Jess Bella from Santino Brothers.
Gorgeous Joey Chaos.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Stage, and you are watching Dads on Wrestling.
The Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
On YouTube.
Week on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Now stay tuned or you will feel the bang!
Episode of Dads on Wrestling, once again brought to you by the Long Beach Clothing Company, starring the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, and Mr. TW,
whatever his name is. Yeah.
And Mr. TW, Jeff Meacham,
That's me.
starts right now.
You know, we need to seriously start looking into replacing this announcer guy. He's been doing it so long, he's forgetting who's who.
Yeah.
I know we're both big boys, but damn.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a little bit taller. I have more hair, and it's not red. Just saying. I'm just saying. But anyways, and the announcer guy forgot to bring in the most electrifying Dad on Wrestling co-host in Dads on Wrestling history.
Look at this. Ray. Oh, jeez.
Sorry guys, I was just finishing downloading Alberto Del Rio's song on iTunes.
But you
already know that.
Go ahead, give them your proper introduction.
I'm the lady killer. That's what I am. Speaking of that's what I am, what did I just find in the Long Beach clothing store?
Now we're showing stuff on this show.
I found Randy Orton's new DVD, which is available now. The movie's called That's What I Am. And what makes the movie so great, I know me and you, Renegade, we got to watch it. You didn't really miss anything.
It's what I heard.
Randy Orton only appears maybe 3 or 4 times in the movie. And to me, that's what makes the film so great.
Now, see, in my eyes, that's false advertising because Randy Orton has about as much screen time as Drew Barrymore does in the first Scream movie.
But notice, you don't see a whole lot of Orton in the trailers that WWE shows you. They show him being filmed, but there's not a whole lot of him in the actual trailers.
But they do say starring Randy Orton, Ed Harris.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but okay.
Amy Madigan. And Amy Madigan looks Toa from the Floa. I mean,
Whoa!
some of y'all might remember her as Kevin Costner's wife in Field of Dreams, but she looks like she done got hit with the ugly stick, batch of hot fish grease thrown in her face, tied up to the back of a car and drugged down Atlantic Boulevard here. She just looks horrible.
Between the corner of between.
But anyways, we're here today.
Long Beach.
We are here today at Long Beach Clothing Company. This is the second of 3 in a row.
Yep, we're gonna have one
We
more
are
on
here
Thursday
to talk about
Behind some
predictions.
Behind some baby clothes, no doubt.
Pay-per-view picks.
I love it. Really. You know what? I might want to wrestle around.
We're Dads on Wrestling, so.
And I might want to wrestle around with the old lady, and you know what? Maybe I'll make a spin-off show. Expected Dads on Wrestling. Wow.
Well, we're here to talk about the over the limit.
You made me walk off 3 times.
No, I'm gonna walk off, man. Over the limit, man.
Hey, you know what? Y'all can
Fuel
say whatever you want, but the fact that this pay-per-view debuted last year on the anniversary of the death of Owen Hart
10 years ago,
and featured Edge on the promo poster, I'm just saying, they're subliminally trying to throw it out there. Get over it, people.
So
especially you, Martha.
Speaking of things getting over it, let's talk about this horrible feud that's gone on for entirely too long.
Kiss my foot.
Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. I honestly got to think that King's finally going to get his redemption. He's got to at this point because he can't give up his Hall of Fame ring. He can't end up Cole in the Hall of Fame. That's just fail.
Here's the sad thing I see about this whole match and gimmick.
Okay.
And my catch-22 and how I'm going to call this. All right. Whether Michael Cole wins or loses, with the rate that Michael Cole has been going these days, he's already Hall of Fame bound. And Lawler will probably induct him because who's his biggest feud been?
Can I have your attention, please?
His bad as Cole on Mondays.
I got a text message on my iPad.
Two. You pull an iPad out of your pocket, I'm going to be impressed. I'm just throwing that out. Those things are huge.
Yeah, and seriously, that's not even an iPad, Paul. That's a freaking MacBook.
Seriously.
Nobody is being fooled.
And the
except maybe the rednecks in Nashville.
We were watching Raw on Monday, and my dad saw the picture of Cole on the side of the computer. Who the hell have a picture of it? Who's the picture on the side of his computer? It's him. Fucking idiot.
And you know what? I have insider WWE knowledge that Michael Cole is gonna go 3-0 on Jerry the King Lawler.
Jay, can you? Thank you, Jay.
And Lawler will tap out to Michael Cole's patented ankle lock.
What
the hell is that, man?
I'm turning heel. I'm turning heel.
He's doing the R-Truth thing.
The R-Truth gimmick leading into the next match. R-Truth and Rey Mysterio. You know, I've never been quiet about my feelings about Rey Mysterio's push since the death of Eddie Guerrero. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
okay?
Seriously.
But I
Challenge push.
Seriously. But I gotta believe that in order to get Truth a serious bump in the butt to get him going in his heel turn, he's gotta win something.
Ray does or Truth does?
Truth does.
Yeah, I completely concur with you. If R-Truth does not win this match on Sunday, this whole thing has been an epic fail of Titanic proportions.
I'm gonna have to say Rey Mysterio needs the push. Needs to go into the main event picture and face John Cena at a big-time pay-per-view.
Now, see, that's what they should have done with the triple threat match in the first place. As big of a misfit as I am, and we'll get to that in a minute, I don't think the Miz should have won. It should have been Alberto Cena. It should have been Rey Cena. I think the only reason they're holding off on Alberto is because they're looking towards SummerSlam, the bigger picture.
I was going to say, they're looking toward that for SummerSlam, from what I'm hearing
But
from
Rey Cena would have been hot. It would have been a show stealer.
Yep, definitely.
John Cena would have stepped his game up as much as we trash talk him to be able to hang with Rey Mysterio.
Well, he would have to.
You know, but like I say, if R-Truth doesn't win, it'll be an epic failure of like William Hung proportions.
Seriously.
They say
like
Truth.
Fantasia winning American Idol.
Yeah.
They say Truth. I say Rey.
All right. And just for the record, you know, I walked off on the last one, but I gotta say Team for Team Cole.
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
get my official prediction in there.
All right, yeah. Okay. All right. Tag team titles on the line. Big Show and Kane versus the Nexus. Punk and Mason, I believe.
Yes, right? Punk and Mason.
You guys, I know you're gonna go with Nexus. I'm sure both of you.
I have faith.
He has faith in Nexus.
I think the whole purpose of drafting Show and Kane to different brands again was to split them up.
Which means that the Nexus will win on Sunday. So which means I gotta go with you guys.
And we all know Punk's contract is almost up. And I think they're going to try to appease him just a little bit by giving him some gold. Granted, it's not the U.S. title, it's not the world title, but it is something. They already put his woman on Raw so that she could be with him, Beth Phoenix. Now they're going to give him some gold, start to make the Nexus mean something again, and get the straps off and Big Show and Kane.
Definitely.
Any disagreements?
I don't really see a problem with that scenario whatsoever.
Just give Kane and Big Show a movie deal and they'll shut up.
That's right.
Another movie deal.
See No Evil 2.
Starring Big Show and Kane. The PG version.
And then
nobody dies.
And then Knuckleheads.
And the black dudes live.
I'm not gonna walk back in yet.
The next match.
Okay, all right.
Speaking of black dudes, Ezekiel Jackson versus Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title.
I think Big Zeke's time has come, man. I really do.
I definitely agree, man. Ahmed Johnson is going to get the strap off of his former leader this Sunday.
I say Terry Crews is going to beat Wade Barrett.
Wow.
He's going to annihilate Wade Barrett.
Wow.
I think that Big
Let
Zeke...
me point out Long Beach Home Game. Does that have anything to do with this prediction?
I think that Big Zeke is going to call Zeus, you know, who did the cops and cons last night. I think that he's going to call him and have him in his corner. And that Big Zeus and Zeke are going to represent. And I bet Johnson's going to walk out with the IC title again.
You know what? I think we should make mentioning Zeus a repeated thing on the show. We should mention Zeus next show, too. Just throw that out there.
Hey,
Throw that out there.
I don't know if you know this, but Tiny Zeus Lister is a Long Beach City College alumni.
Really?
Yes, he is.
I'll be going there in the fall, so there you go.
So we're forgetting Wade Barrett, which is Hugh Grant. So it's Hugh Grant versus Terry Crews.
No, it's EJ from Days of Our Lives. You know, don't hate me for mentioning that. I do have a woman and she watches that crap. So.
Praise God, dude. Praise God.
God.
He walked behind me and he got here so quick. Jeez.
But seriously, Big Zeke is going to get his moment. He's going to get a belt and a title reign that lasts more than 2 minutes.
Hopefully SummerSlam.
It's just bound to happen. And now that brings us to the Big Two.
The Big Two, the World Heavyweight Championship, first of all. Christian trying to get his belt back from the Viper, Randy Orton. I am hearing, and this is just what I'm hearing, so take it for what it's worth. They're going to move toward Christian turning heel.
The only problem I have with that is that I think Orton makes a better heel than Christian does.
I do too. But
Christian and Miz as heel are a lot of the same character.
Okay.
They're both the egotistical but crybaby bitch when they lose heel.
Okay.
Randy Orton just gets that psycho look in his eyes.
It's creepy.
And just dominates everybody that comes in his face.
Right.
That's why he was the legend killer for so long.
Right.
That's why he's now taken the rattlesnake banner, if you will, and is the Viper, an apex predator. Yep. Randy Orton is much better as a heel. As much as I like the fact that we waited and we waited and we waited, he finally turned face last year at WrestleMania. I think his time has come to turn heel again.
Well, either way, Randy's going to win. I still say that. So.
Look, I don't have all the answers, but all the answers are in the newest issue of WWE Magazine, available now at newsstands
For some
everywhere.
reason, I feel like I'm back at home watching DX's One Last Stand, now available at fine retailers. You know, got to give a little shout out to the homegirl Sharifa over here on the side watching us film.
Well,
gotta give a shout out.
Cluster shot.
Yeah, seriously, we were trying to keep the kids out of the shot.
Her favorite wrestler.
It's all right. The kids are in the shot.
We got to give a shout out to the homegirl Sharifa for loaning me the DVD. She hasn't even gotten to watch it all yet, people, and she loaned it to me. And she's been blowing my text message up talking about, when can I get it back? When can I get it back? Oh, you don't want to talk to me no more because I keep bugging you about my DVD? Still love you, Rifa. Halfway through disc 2. You'll get it back this week, I'm sure.
Before we talk about the other title match, I get that he's showing stuff because he like has stock. What the fuck are you doing? I'm just throwing that out there, dude.
Well, you know what? I have been a shameless plugger since SummerSlam 1998, which you can now buy in the SummerSlam Anthology collection, available at your fine retailers.
The main event will be for the WWE Championship. Our boy The Miz against Jason.
Awesome!
He will awesomely quit, though. Unless they pull a Foley Rock, which we've talked about for the last couple weeks.
And I touched on it a little bit on my episode of Renegade that went
cool.
up on Tuesday.
Cool, which I plugged. Me.
Unless they pull a Rock Foley from Royal Rumble 1999, The Miz is going to lose because John Cena does not know the words I quit.
But he did say it pretty pronounced and set and everything else. You notice he said the words "I quit" on Monday.
Yes, he did.
Which is exactly what happened with Foley.
Except there was Sunday Night Heat back in the day. Sunday Night Heat, now available on WWE 24/7 on demand. I'm just kidding.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. Figured we're running with the shameless plugs, you know, Long Beach Clothing Company and everything, so just had to throw it out.
Which, by the way, 4218 Atlantic Avenue here in Long Beach, you can check out all their great stuff. They've got stuff for your kids even. Look at this.
That's right.
Stuff for your kids, stuff for
I
you.
have this one at home for my daughter. I'm just throwing it out there.
Probably going to get this one today for my son. Where's that one? Where's the shit? There it is, down here.
I think you should get him this one, dude. They got his size.
That's kind of cool, yeah. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's going to do it for Talk Wrestling.
Wow, talk about botchamania. We forgot the Lady Killer rocking his John Morrison shirt, which you can now find on eBay because WWE Shotgun doesn't sell it anymore.
Rico loves that one. Sorry about that, Ray.
No, let me give a shout out to Rosa Mendez. This is the last thing I want to see before I die. Laying on top of me before I die.
She
You
said that
fill
was
in the
cute.
rest, folks.
Now we didn't actually get our picks in. I gotta go with Cena. As
do
sad
I.
as it is
As
to
do
say,
I.
if I'm betting money, I'm betting on Cena.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Stocks are down this morning. Cena needs the belt.
Stocks
Who will
are down
retain?
because Cena got the belt back. Ratings are down because Cena got the belt back. I'm just saying. That's it for episode 22 of Dad's on Wrestling Prediction Show, live from Long Beach Clothing Company, and we will see you on episode 23.